Hey guys, Steve Welch here at Beam and Toyota. I wanted to talk to you today about when you get huge rebates. A lot of people are like, they think that the huge rebates really help them, and a lot of times they do, and a lot of times they don't. What I want to talk about is kind of how the rebate affects you, and why it'll help you, and why it'll hurt you as well. So here's how we're going to talk about this. If you think about the rebate, usually where it will come to help you is, let's say that you have a car, you owe 20 grand on it, it's worth 15. You got 5 grand in negative equity, and the next car you're coming into, you have to put that 5 grand on it because that negative equity doesn't go away when you trade in your car. So what you do is you come in, you make a deal, and on that new car, say you get a great deal, say you get a couple $1,000s off of the new car, not counting on any rebates. And now you've got to put 5,000 back to it. So what you do is you're asking the bank to then finance. So let's say you bought a $25,000 car and you put your taxes on top of it. So say you got a couple thousand in taxes. So you have, $27,000, and then you're adding 5,000 to it. So by the time you're said and done, you're at 32, 33, 34,000, whatever it ends up being. When you include your taxes on a car that's worth 25, 26, 27,000. So you're 5,000 over what that vehicle's value is. So a bank looks at that and says, okay, well, we're going to have to charge a higher interest rate. We're going to have to do whatever they have to do because there's a higher risk involved. So where rebates come into play is you got some of these manufacturers that, like Toyota, who I work for, that doesn't do large rebates at all. They'll have some, but there's not, $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 in rebates on them. Then you got other manufacturers out there like GM and some of those that will do very large rebates. So where a rebate can help you is if you have that 5,000 negative and you come in and you only got a couple thousand in a rebate, well, you might have to put $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 down to make it to where the bank thinks that you're a good risk, meaning that you have a lower interest rate. Now, if the MSRP on the car is $35,000, and after rebate they sell it for $30,000, and say you get another discount on there, so realistically, what the bank sees is a deal that's a $35,000 deal, and a little bit more after taxes, but the bank sees a deal that looks like it makes sense. Because the MSRP was 35, you got charged 35 as far as the bank sees, and then if your taxes on top of that, which is what they expect. So if you have all of that, then it really helps you to be able to get into a new car. But here's where it hurts you, and most people don't think about it this way. If you get some of these manufacturers, they'll do specific rebates, meaning that you might have on a particular line of cars, and like I said, Toyota doesn't do this. They don't have big rebates, but some of the domestics especially do, where you'll have 5,000 on one of them and up to 10 or 12,000 on a specific VIN number. So if you have that specific VIN number, then great. Sorry, the lights turned off. But if you have that specific VIN number, then it's a good thing for you. So realistically, and let me kind of get my mindset back after the lights go off there. But so if you have that particular VIN number, it saves you 12 grand. Great, you're there. Well, you still have a $5,000 on the basic one, and up to 12. So here to kind of make it long story short, here's where it actually hurts you. You get to trade the vehicle or sell the vehicle later. They don't know if your vehicle was the one that had 12 grand on it in rebates or 5 grand on it. So let's look at your same vehicle as a used vehicle. So as a used vehicle, let's say your car was originally, and it's trucks that they like to do the bigger ones on, but let's say the truck was originally a $30,000 or $40,000 truck. Let's use a $40,000 number. And that was after rebate. Well, the rebate, let's say it was $10,000. So it was a $50,000 truck, you had $10,000 rebate, you paid $40,000. Okay, well, If you paid 40 for it and you've had it for a couple of years, and now the current rebates, because they got into this habit of doing these huge rebates, now say the current rebate wasn't 10,000, the current rebate was 12,000 or 15,000. And now what they've done is they've taken the used market and they've depressed it, meaning that now that car has to be worth $3, $4, $5,000 less than what it would have had they not done the rebate. Because if the price of your car and the price of a new car is the same price, who would buy your car? Who would buy the used car? So the rebates will hurt you on resale value because it will literally lower your value by that amount. So if you have a company that doesn't do these wild swings in rebates, you don't have to worry about that rebate coming back to hurt you on your resale value. So, like I said, figure you have think about things like these big SUVs that are out there, $70,000, $80,000 SUVs. They don't expect to get $70,000 or $80,000 for these SUVs. They're going to put a massive rebate on it. There's going to be another discount. There's going to be a friends and family discount, a factory discount for owning a vehicle or a competitor vehicle or whatever these discounts are, and you're going to get this large amount off. And you think you did good. Well, as soon as they add another discount or another rebate, you'll find out that it hurts you even more. So I always suggest that people stay away from the vehicles that do these huge swings because it will kill your value. And it's nothing you did. Keep your car pristine, low on miles, always did your oil changes, everything on it, and then all of a sudden the manufacturer comes out, throws an extra $2,000 off on the new car. Congratulations, yours just went down $2,000 as well. So say the used car would have been worth $30,000 when you paid $40,000 for it, and they come out and now they put another $2,000, so now it's $38,000. Well, congratulations, yours is down as well. That's probably the easiest way that I think that I can explain it. Just try to stay away from these cars that get these huge swings of rebates on them. Stay with your more traditional, lower rebate type companies that will protect your resale value. Always, if you look at highest resale value on like KBB, stuff like that, you'll notice who doesn't do the swings maintain the higher values. So if you want to maintain a higher value, get with a manufacturer that worries about their resale value and that makes sure that a used vehicle is going to hold its value just as good as a new one. So definitely, if you got any questions about that, put them in the comments. I'll try to answer them for you. I know I've kind of gone back and forth a little bit on this video, but hopefully it gave you a reason to know why you shouldn't do these huge rebates and why it really doesn't help you. Plus, it can put you pretty upside down if you're doing these huge rebates and then you finance that amount. Well, as soon as you go to trade it back in, well, you're not $5,000 upside down like you were in our example. Now you're $8,000 upside down, $10,000 upside down. It never ends if you do it the wrong way. So don't use these rebates to try to put yourself into a better position, because it can sometimes actually hurt you. But there's good ways. If your car's screwed up and you need to get out of your car and it's got a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 in damage to it or whatever it is, and you just need to get out of it into a new one, maybe the rebate helps you at that point. But that's probably the only time that I personally would go to a rebate. Of course, that's just my opinion. I like getting a little bit of money back, and most manufacturers do at least some rebates. It's just these massive several $1,000 rebates. I think they're going to end up hurting both the consumer and that manufacturer more than anything else. So definitely, if you have any questions, like I said, put them in the comment section. You can definitely reach out to me at Steve Welch with Beeman Toyota, 615-645-3039. Like I said, this is just my opinion, but I try to give you guys my opinion, be kind of like your voice of reason here in the car industry. So definitely let me know if I can help you with anything. Yeah, definitely take care of yourselves and try to stay away from the big rebates.